What is the most difficult part of coming out to a world that you've been pulled out of unfairly?
Wow. Well, so, I did 7 years in prison, and then I had to do 3 more years on parole. And being out on parole was just like being in prison. You're just on the outside part of it. So it was like a 10-year stretch. And also I was under Megan's law, so I was considered a level 3 sex offender. When I go to a school, when I go pick up my child from school, I have to let the society know, the community, that my name is Kevin Richardson and I'm here for this. It's a crime you didn't do, and people are still labeling you as a sex offender.
And so for you, you served the time, so your exoneration didn't come until much later.
Yeah. I served the time, and I was released in 1997, and my civil lawsuit wasn't resolved until 2014. So those years, just still trying to find yourself. And here I am. I was 14 originally, and then when I started my sentence, I was 16. And I came home at 23 years old. So here I am, 23 years old, with no direction. And it's hard to find work because I have this stigma, and everybody knows who I am, and as well as my brothers. So trying to navigate yourself through that is very hard. If you're just incarcerated for a crime you didn't commit, you have nowhere else to go, and you need money. So many things are stacked up against you, and quite honestly, they want you to fail.
So here in Indiana, for the first time last year, our lawmakers for the state decided that they were going to have a fund for exonerees. They now get $50,000 per year that they were behind bars. Many people think that when folks walk out and they're exonerated, they all get $41 million or they get these huge settlements, but we're learning that's really not true. Many of them get nothing.
Nothing, and for us, we were the biggest in New York State to get 41 million. And it sounds great, right? 41 million, but it's really not much actually, because we had to split that up amongst the 5 of us, as well as lawyer fees, and of course we had to take care of our families. It's a couple of millions of dollars, which is still broken down to annuity plans and things like that. So it's not much when you think of what the whole ordeal that we went through. The number just jumps out at you, but there's no price or no money can amount to what we went through. So if I had to give it back, I would take my freedom back and forget about the money. I'm happy that we're able, as men, to take care of our families, because rightfully so, you want to do that, to make sure that your kids is well taken care of. So I'm happy about that part, that they could grow and live through my legacy. But as far as receiving the money, it really doesn't mean anything, because we still have these indelible scars.
Your emotions, how you think, what you do, and maybe even some sort of PTSD in some ways.
Yes.
Is that a real thing?
That is definitely a real thing, and I do suffer from that, as well as my other brothers. We all have that, and it's something that's real. It's something that I didn't even know I had, until sometimes I would just have aggression. I would just be mad, and I wonder why, until I started to have therapy about it. And this is a real thing that we all suffer from. Just as the people that go into war, it's the same thing that we went through. We went into war inside the institution. I might look well put together on the outside, but quite honestly, myself and a lot of other brothers are still broken. Like, there's still things that we need to work on within ourselves. So every day is a process for me. I'm happy that I have my wife and my kids and my family around me to keep me grounded and make me feel better about things, but it's definitely PTSD is definitely a real situation.
So what is it that you really want society to learn from this? I think it's remarkable, and so many of you walk away and say, I'm not bitter. I can't spend my time being bitter. So it's, what do you want society to understand and to go forward with after you and other exonerees have suffered so much?
Yeah, we want society just to recognize what we went through and to hear our story, then we take that, then we move on from it, because you have to take it in, experience it, which is very hard, and then you have to let it go somehow. And we have every right to be angry, but like I said, you have to channel that anger, because they could lead you right back to where you don't want to be. So we just want others to really learn from what we went through.
I mean, you use the word that, you guys are miracles, you're survivors, but at the same time, there's something within, there's a strength somewhere that helped you all to survive. Describe that. What is it?
For me, and as well as the others, but for me right now, the strength is in my faith, but also my mother is that strength. I was raised, I'm the youngest of 5, and I'm the only boy, and I have 4 other sisters. So that strength came from within. I grew up in a household of 5 strong women. So they instilled that in me when I didn't even know I had it. It's a thin line to balance out your anger and your bitterness, because there's a lot of wrong that has been done. But you have to. Not let go, because you never let go of what happened to you. I will never let this go. But we must move forward to help out others. So it's a process I work through every day. Here we are, the Exonerated 5. It was some dark times we had, very dark. And we really didn't see the light, but we knew it was there. But we had to keep on reaching for it. And when we seen that brightness, it was God. It was God talking to us. It was God telling us to come to the light. Come raise awareness to the world. So, and that's what we're doing now.
And so finally, do you think the idea of exoneration is in a better place today than it was years ago?
I think it is.
And why so?
I think it is because, not just because of my case, but others are being released more because they was wrongfully convicted. So people are starting to listen. Not much has changed in the last 30 years. We made a little progression, but at times we still go backwards. So we need to find a resolution, and that's why now, myself and the other guys, we use our platform to start the conversation and to make change. Because what it took for the Exonerated 5, it took an ordeal for us to be heard. It could break you. Just never give up. Really don't give up. And it's easy to say it until you're really into that situation when you're in the 4 walls every day, locked in a room where you can't go anywhere, and the only person you have to talk to is yourself. But I think that's a time when you have to find yourself. And it's easy to say, but we must show others how to do it. Find something that gives you that strength, that inner strength to live through it.